My name is Danny Espinoza, and I am the chef owner of Santa Masa Tamaleria. And I am proud to be returning to the Cara Summer Social this year. So today we're gonna make eggplant ceviche. I just think it's like a creative way of how can we eat more vegetables. I'm going more after the texture of it. It's like a sponge. So everything we're gonna marinate it in, it's just gonna soak it right up. We have cilantro, we have the mint, we have parsley, we have the eggplant. As far as the eggplant goes, you can use Asian eggplant, use your normal eggplant you find at the grocery store. Cucumber, red onion. Again, if you don't have red onion, you can use white onion. Along with that, some salt, lime juice. We're gonna use the zest of limes, black pepper, Maggi seasoning salt, or you can use Worcestershire sauce, tortillas, which will crisp up just for texture, and then some cream of coconut for like that creaminess, sweetness. So you're definitely gonna use a bowl. You're gonna need a bowl. And we'll start with the red onion. As far as the red onion, you peel the skin, and cut it directly in half. We're gonna do a small dice. And any scraps you have left of the onions, any like crooked size, we're gonna save those for later for the sauce. We're gonna take our limes and we're literally just gonna zest the zest of the lime over the onions. So as you can see, I'm like zesting and then I'm looking at it. That's because we don't want any of that white pith on it. It'll definitely turn bitter. There's some of the lime juice. It's gonna go in there. About a tablespoon of salt and just pepper. And then the salt's just gonna start drying out that moisture and softening the onions. So that'll do its thing. As far as the eggplant, take the top off. And you can use a peeler, peel the skin. And if you're the type of person that's pretty creative in the kitchen, you could definitely fry these. I would just suggest you boil them first and then fry them. As far as the eggplant, we're gonna go with, or cut it in half first. We'll go with a medium dice. Straight into the bowl. So now we are gonna work on the marinade. We're gonna take half of our herbs. So you're gonna put them straight in your blender. That's parsley, that's cilantro. And we'll mix the cilantro with the parsley. And we'll just roll it nice and tight. And we're just gonna go one way. All this will go with the onion and the eggplant. Take some of your mint as well. Say about 11 like large leaves. And then you're just gonna literally pile them all up and then just roll them tight, kind of like a cigar. And then you're gonna go really thin. That's called a chiffonade. All right, cucumber. Skin on, you can leave it on. If you don't like it, take it off. These will go in here. So now moving on to the blender part. This was the juice of 5 limes. Again, depending how spicy you like it, this chile de árbol. You find it at most Latin American stores. It's similar to Thai chili. And then on top of that, we'll still put like black pepper, coconut cream. Then we're gonna use some water. Some of the seasoning or Worcestershire, like a pinch or two of salt. So you end up with, greenish kind of color. By this point, your red onions should be, a little more vibrant. They've just been sitting, curing in the lime juice, the salt. So now literally you're just gonna freely pour all of this in there. So at this point, like readjust your seasoning. And again, just make sure everything's mixed evenly. So the eggplant ceviche, that'll be refrigerated right now, just marinating, doing its thing. I'd suggest 3 hours. You can do a full day. Now we're gonna move on to our crispy component. julienne tortilla strips, and we're gonna fry them nice and crispy. And that'll be the contrasting texture in the ceviche. Place the strainer in there. So we're using canola oil. I highly recommend, any vegetable oil. Don't use olive oil. I mean, I'd say it's about 30 seconds at like 375. And then honestly, I just do salt, that's it. So I saved some of the mint, some of the parsley, some of the cilantro, just to like reintroduce it, because honestly, you can't really tell it's in there unless you taste it. And then I went along and made some pickled red onions, just for that, a little extra acidity, some color. Pickled onions, quick recipe. 2 cups of vinegar, 1 cup of water, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of salt. You can use whatever aromatics you'd like, peppercorns, bay leaves, coriander seeds, you name it. Here I just used habanero, allspice, and black pepper. If you have a slotted spoon, I recommend it, just so you don't get all that excess like liquid it's been sitting on. So just let it kind of drain. So now we'll put the liquid like straight in the middle. A little bit of the pickled onions. Go back to the chips. And then your herbs. And this is the eggplant ceviche.